Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I'm using OBS today, so hopefully you guys can hear me and see me, and I hope that everything is freaking working. Please do let me know in the chat if it's not working, because I'm going to feel like an absolute fool if you can't hear anything. Um, yeah, so I've done like a million tests on this beforehand, but we're going to see and hope that it's working. um, so yeah, please do let me know in the chat if something isn't working right now. Hey Robbie, let me know if you can hear me, please. Like I have been trying to set up OBS for the past month. You can hear me. Amazing. Okay, cool. We are in the business then. I've been trying to set up OBS in the background for the past month or so, just troubleshooting a ton. As you might know him from FBL Black Box, has helped me out loads and hopped on numerous calls with me to help me set it up. Mira as well, FPL Mez, has helped me loads, so thank you both so much, because it seems like we've got this up and running. Hey Yelena, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Guys, Yelena and I are recording. We're back with the FPL content this week. We're both super excited to get into it. I've had a shit FPL week as well, so I need your help, and watch those videos and give me your advice as well, because I feel like I was doing well and now it's been going downward. It's working well, but a little lag on the video. No. I've tested the microphone like a million times to make sure that the audio lined up with the sound. So I will go back and test that again when I'm done. Let me know if it's like really, really bad and I can switch to StreamYard if it's truly terrible. Let me know. Or if anybody knows how to fix this, let me know as well. Basically what I've done is I've tried to sync up my audio the best that I can so that there isn't a lag on it, but if there's any sort, if it's still lagging a bit, let me know, and I'll try to like offset that, or we can like live test together or something. Yeah, let me know. I so stressed about this. OBS is not easy, guys. Robbie says the sound is good but a little lag on the video, but it's watchable. Okay, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. We'll try to figure out what's going on. As well, I've done a million tests, guys. Like, I just didn't want to pay for StreamYard anymore, so I've been trying to figure out OBS, and it's just the most difficult thing in the world to figure out. So Yelena, we need to ask Ass how to fix this, please. Yeah, I'll try. Let me know if like what's going wrong, and I'll see if I can try to fix it live. Maybe I'm gonna like up the sync it a bit. Let me know if that does anything, if it's a little bit better now, or if it's worse, also let me know. But yeah, okay, so I'll stop rambling now and just and just get on to Chelsea and talking about the game. It's been a while since I've spoken about Chelsea. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I've just had a lot going on in my personal life, and so I just had to take a step back from YouTube and focus on that. And now I'm back and like really excited to be back and get back to content and everything, so that's really exciting. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I've been doing behind the scenes, like trying to fucking set up OBS and still have it not work properly. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about Chelsea. I wanted to talk about the game yesterday. It was way too late for me to do a video after the game, guys. With every year, I'm becoming more and more of a grandma, and so I can't keep up with these like 11 p.m. end times for me anymore and put a video out straight after. Um, but yeah, it was an amazing game. I actually had missed the first 20-30 minutes or so because I was cooking dinner. I have to stream it. I don't have it on the TV or anything. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to cook and then I'll put the game on. And I was like, what's realistically going to happen? And Chelsea scored 3 goals. I was like, are you kidding me? I can't believe this. Am I the problem? Like, why are Chelsea scoring goals when I'm not watching the game? But it's okay because then we scored another 3 goals while I was watching the game. And honestly, it's just so freaking enjoyable to see such a big score line. I was really nervous going into that match as well because of how we had played in the reverse fixture, that Middlesbrough just totally dominated us and we just looked really drab and we weren't creating anything. Obviously lost that game 1-0, and so I was very, very nervous that we were going to have like an early exit or something like that. But yeah, am I the problem? Totally. But I'm so happy, and just the way that Chelsea were playing in that game. One of the key things that I want to talk about is the importance of the fullbacks in the system for Mauricio Pochettino. I think I have been harping on this like since Ben Chilwell and Reece James have been injured, and I saw a crazy stat from Sky allegedly that Reece James and Ben Chilwell have only played together 11 times since the Champions League final, which I find just preposterous and crazy because I think on their day they're two of our best players, and anybody who knows my channel from back in the day will know like how much I adore those two players, how integral I think that they are to Chelsea and to the way that we play, and also how Mauricio Pochettino wants to play with the attacking fullbacks. And I think that in that game, you could really see how much we've been missing, especially on that left-hand side, because Colwell's been filling in as a left back. He's not a left back, and I felt like a lot of times the issues in our defense stem from him being out of position because he wasn't used to being in that left back position, and it left gaps in our defense. And then you have Ben Chilwell, who's obviously that's his position, but going forward as well, I just felt like he offered so much. And then on the flip side, you have Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill in defense who can ping a ball, can pick out a really, really nice pass, and then start that attack. And Ben Chilwell is reading that and he's getting in there. And in the opening minutes, he did have a really good opportunity, almost had a looping header go in. Side note, maybe should have been a pen. But I was so happy to see him back, to see him playing, to see him fit again. And I just think that he brings so much to this Chelsea side. So there's been a lot of overreaction amongst the fan base, in my opinion, about how Chelsea have been performing, that we've spent X amount of money. And my view has always been, yes, Chelsea have spent a lot of money, but we've spent it on these young players who are going to have good games, and they're also going to be really inconsistent, and they're going to have growing pains. And then you put on top of that, you have your captain out, you have your vice captain out. There's not really so many out and out leaders in the squad, and it's a team that's completely new and playing together. So it's going to take time, and I think that we're seeing like some of the highlights of the game, or of this team and what they're capable of. Another theme that we've seen amongst Chelsea is creating a lot of chances, and I think that's been one of the things that we've done well, is that we have created a lot of chances, not always against low blocks, but in the majority. If I'm comparing last season to this season, I do think that we're creating more chances this season. And yesterday we put those chances away. We were finally clinical in front of goal, which you always like to see. Cole Palmer as well scored twice, and he was in a similar situation as he was in the reverse fixture, but he didn't miss this time. He made sure to put the ball in the back of the net. And for me, he's just been one of the best signings that Chelsea have made in recent years. I can't think of anybody, I don't know, like I'm going to say something like I can't think of anybody in the last 5 years who's been a better signing, and you guys will definitely think of somebody who's come in. I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot that we signed that player. But for me, he's been so impressive. The fact that he already hit double-digit goals. I think in goals and assists, he's up to something crazy, like 15 to 17 for Chelsea this season. And last season, I think our highest goal scorer was Kai Havertz at 7. So he's already surpassed that, and we're in January. Not that that was a very high bar, but I just think that he's been an incredible signing. He's super fluid in the attack. He can play all over, and we can unleash him. He has an amazing control of the ball. I was a bit hesitant because I was thinking like, oh, he's young, like what's he going to bring? He's coming from City. Couldn't have been more wrong. He's incredible, like an amazing player. And yeah, just totally obsessed with how he's playing. Do let me know in the chat if it's gotten a little bit better. I did try to change the audio a bit. If not, let me know. I'll keep trying to change it and we can see what goes better, worse, etc. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on Cole Palmer, on Ben Chilwell. Best signing since Hazard, Momoy says. Yeah, I'm trying to think, has there been somebody since Hazard that's been better? I don't know. Like, we did have a couple of really good ones, like Fabregas in there, Diego Costa was in there. I think Aspie signed the same year as Hazard, if I'm not mistaken. Thiago Silva has been a really good signing as well. It seemed from his post-match interview that this is going to be his last season with Chelsea. How do you guys feel about that, about Thiago Silva probably finishing up with Chelsea this season? I'm personally going to really miss him. I think that he's brought a lot to this Chelsea side. He's brought a lot of leadership, his ability to reach the game. He's been almost flawless, which is crazy considering he's 39 years old. Like, I'm 29. I can't imagine doing that level of activity in 10 years. But he's incredible. And personally, I think that it's a shame to see him go. We obviously do have a decent amount of center backs if they can stay fit. Fofana has barely featured with all of the injury problems that he's had. Then you have Colwell, who I think is going to be a mainstay in that team as well. Disasi is technically a center back playing at right back. So yeah, I would be sad to see him go. Still a little lag, but it's watchable audio. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I have half a mind just to like finish the stream now and try to sort the audio, but when I tested it, it like lined up perfectly and was working just fine. So yeah, I'm gonna try to put it to a little bit of a higher offset. Is it like it's too far behind? Like my audio is too far behind my video? Let me know. I don't know what else to do. Sad. Maybe next time I will just stick with StreamYard. And yeah, what else? Oh, I thought Disasi was really good in this game. I was really impressed with him. The third goal, like the goal that he scored, was just absolutely mad as well. I was really impressed. I was kind of joking like, okay, maybe Chelsea should play him in a striker position if we really need to, because that was a really good finish as well. And if you look at his average position, he really was occupying the pitch further forward. Sorry, I've just lost the YouTube chat, so I don't know where it's gone, but I can't see it anymore. And I thought that he was incredible. Oh, found, yeah. So I'm just going through the chat. So Chelsea, I have a question from Ravi. What do I think about the cup final? It seems that Chelsea are going to be facing Liverpool. Honestly, I'm nervous. We've faced Liverpool in the final before and lost 0-0, and then lost on penalties. I think I was at that game. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe no, I was at the FA Cup final. I wasn't at the EFL final. But we lost to Liverpool both times that year. And they're a really good side. It'll be interesting to see if Salah is back fit for that game. Could be potentially a big miss for them if he's not fit to play. And I'm interested to see how we play against them in the league coming up, because I think that that's going to tell us a lot. I think that they're obviously more along, they're more sturdy. I think they're currently first in the Premier League, so I'm nervous to face them, as I always am for these big games, but at the end of the day, Chelsea are the underdogs, and we tend to perform best when we're the underdogs. I think against the big teams we've put in really good performances and we've gone toe to toe with them, so hopefully we can continue to do that as well in this game. Yeah, Ben, I'm just reading through your comments. Sorry I can't highlight them on here. That's a whole other thing that I need to figure out how to do. But Hosian said Ben was amazing. I think it just shows you as well what a little bit of leadership does for the team, to have somebody who's the vice captain, who's won the Champions League, to be in the side. I feel like this team was lacking leaders, and Ben Chilwell is a leader, so I'm praying that he can stay fit, because he is just incredible. Hi Chelsea fanatic, thanks so much for joining. Yeah, I know, I kind of changed the spelling of my name. The story behind this is that I've never gone by Ellie in my life, actually, until I moved to Spain. And so I've always been Liz or Elizabeth, but I never really liked Liz, so I started going by Elizabeth. And then in Spain, everybody just shortened it to Ellie, but they shortened it to ELI, but for me that's Eli, not Ellie. But then I was like, it's just easier, so I'll spell it like that. And then I went to Starbucks a couple of months ago, and the guy wrote on the cup ELLIE, which is how I would have spelt it. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna change the spelling, it's not too late. So that's my funny story with the spelling of my name, in case anybody cared. But yeah, I'm trying to think other things. I didn't think that Mudryk had a good game. A lot of people are saying that he should go out on loan. I don't know if I would necessarily go that far. It's funny because he is kind of like the perfect example of a younger player, that he does have these moments where he shines, and obviously he's scored some important goals for us, and I think he was the reason why we got through to the next round of the EFL Cup, if I'm not mistaken. But he just seemed a little bit lost in Potter's system. Broya as well, I didn't feel like he had any big moments apart from the first goal that was then an own goal. And I'm trying to think who else. Thought Enzo had a good game. It was interesting to see him play further forward. At the beginning, Chelsea were playing more in a 4-1-5 formation, and so that left us pretty open. But it's good to see Enzo getting some shots off, because we know that he can score goals, and I feel like that's something that he hasn't been doing recently, that he's more than capable of doing. So I was really happy for him to get his goal, and hopefully he can be a little bit more consistent in front of goal as well. But I just felt like we were flowing really well in this match. Chelsea Fanatic says, do you have any inside scoop of any Chelsea signings this window, especially striker? I don't, but oh my god, it's January 24th? I was thinking that it was going to be the beginning of January. I've just been totally lost this entire month. But I can try to get a transfer special, somebody on for a transfer special before the end of the month, because it's funny, you usually hear a lot of, at least, rumors for the transfer market, and I have totally forgot that it's even a thing. That just shows you where I've been. I think like the rumors I've seen, it's not an inside scoop, it's all over the internet. The rumors that I've seen have been Benzema cutting his time short in the Saudi league, and potentially coming back. And I really like Benzema as a player, as a striker, but if we were to bring him in, I would be worried that it would be more of a stopgap and kind of regress us in like more in the grand scheme of things. I think of the likes of like an Higuain or Joao Felix even. Like at this point, I think the team needs time together in order to build chemistry, and so I just like would rather give it to players who are going to be there. You can't count anything out though, because I thought Thiago Silva was going to join us for a season, and he's like 4 seasons in, going strong and doing amazing. So you never know. But I think that that's been the biggest rumor mill that I've seen. I've seen people wanting us to get Osimhen. I don't know if we're going to get him. But yeah, I'll try to do some more digging. I don't think that Chelsea necessarily need players. I know Poch mentioned maybe a striker. And I think when Nkunku is back as well, I don't think that we're going to miss a striker so much, because I do think that he's going to be contributing a lot to the goals, and I'm really excited to see like his link up play with Cole Palmer. And I saw him in preseason, and he was just phenomenal. Like, even my mom, who doesn't watch football, she has no idea about football, she saw him, and well, she watched the game and she's like, oh, this guy is really good, because he was just everywhere, he was doing everything. So hopefully we can get him back fit. I don't think that Chelsea's injuries are talked about enough, just the sheer injury crisis that we've had. It's often overcast by the spending that Chelsea have had, the 1 billion, even though we've sold, I think we have the highest sales since 2013-14, at least in the Premier League as well. And like I said, we've brought in an entirely new team. But yeah, the injuries have been massive. And to have Reece James out, Fofana's out, you have Lavia, who hasn't even started, and Nkunku has played hardly any minutes because he's been out the entire season. And just to consistently have a list of like 8 to 12 players out injured is also quite bananas. Chelsea Fanatic says, let's hope, imagine Benzema at a Carabao Cup final versus Liverpool. That would be a big boost, but let's hope it's Fulham. I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. I guess we'll find out. I do think that Liverpool are going to go through. I would at least be surprised if they didn't, but you never know. So guys, it's like driving me mad that the audio isn't syncing up. I'm so sorry. I'm going to end the stream now. Oh, well, before I end it, Kunga, thank you for watching. He mentioned Noni. He says, he seems very radical and ambitious on the ball. I feel like he has to do more. Did score a wonderful goal, cutting in, but also lost too many ball positions. Yeah, I think like, I don't know, it seems to me that Poch is working with him because he was fit for quite a while before we even saw him make an appearance, and I think now he's getting more game time, and I'm at least happy that he seems to be taking his opportunity, and he's been scoring goals, and he does look pretty explosive, but he's a raw player, so it's just going to take time, I think, but I think that he has something really special there, and I'm excited to see him grow because he looks like a really good one. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed the stream. Again, I'm so sorry for the audio issues. Of course, to be expected. Like, of course it had to happen after hours and hours of testing this thing. But thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I think I'll post the video with Yelena tomorrow or Friday. And yeah. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening. Make sure to sub to the channel if you if you would like, and have a great rest of your day. Okay, bye.